as we round off Shit Corner, today's plan is to go and look at the new BSA Bantam over at Midlife Classics in Droitwich, and then possibly on to Hill Top Café at Frome's Hill for dinner. But speaking of our Shit Corner, there's somebody with an os. So let's let them get across the road safely. There we go, no drama. We use the motorway most of the way. It's only 20 miles to junction 5. And there we go. How long does it take a lorry to overtake a lorry? I followed these to at least the junction and he still hadn't got past by then. There again, it's 4 lanes along this bit, so everything's still rolling at 56 and a bit mile an hour. And just a few mile off junction 5 is the Chateau Impney, and Midlife Classics is around the back of there somewhere. So let's ride round until we find it. Aha, this looks like the place. Yeah, a few BSAs parked outside, and the one nearest us there, that is the new BSA Bantam. What did I think of it? Seems alright. Sadly it's not a bike I'll ever be able to ride, having no working left foot, but all in all it looks pretty decent. Time will tell. I suppose it has got a bit of an egg-shaped engine like the original Bantam, but yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Nice little details like the BSA actually stitched into the seat rather than painted on, as on the original. Right, let's go in search of some dinner. Always a good idea. And through Worcester. Traffic wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, so that was a bonus. And so far, despite a few black clouds, we've not seen any rain. And before long, that Russian tank tells us we've reached Frome's Hill and the Hill Top Café. It seems a bunch of the local trail riding lads are gathered here today. Must remember in future the Hill Top Café is closed Saturday and Sunday and stops doing food at 2 o'clock. Luckily we were there at about 20 past 1, so we managed to get fed. And if you must know, ham, egg and chips, and thoroughly enjoyable it was. And there's the view looking out the caf window at the tank. Once all the bikes had disappeared, I parked up there for a photograph. It's certainly a big piece of kit. Yep, that's one solid lump of steel. The tank, that is, not the trike. The idea now is to head down the road in the direction of Hereford, then cut across towards Leicester and head for the Ludlow Farm Shop. And just as we were about to leave, this monster goes past. It's an AVR Puma 3, self-propelled 4-row potato harvester with a 12.8 litre Volvo engine producing 469 horsepower, and it was travelling at all of 12 mile an hour. Thanks for letting me out there, driver. And if you wish to buy one, it will cost you about £360,000. So think about that. when you moan about the price of chips. Eventually we found a safe place to overtake. Yes, there's quite a queue built up behind that thing. And just this side of Ludlow, the rain started. We did well, looking at the black clouds, and we hit a few patches where the rain had just been over and the road was wet. But no, we actually got caught in it. But I'm happy to say it didn't last long, and we didn't actually get that wet. And you've guessed it, the Ludlow Farm Shop, where I stocked up on my Welsh Dragon sausage, Cumberland sausage, and of course dry cured smoked bacon. And while we was here, why not a cuppa and a slice of cake in the cafe, or to be more accurate, a cream tea in the cafe. I decided to grab some petrol at Bridge North. I probably would have got home on what was in the tank, but is it worth the risk? Anyway, that's £36.93 I won't see again. As far as I'm concerned, money spent on petrol is well spent indeed. And look at that. Blue sky, fluffy clouds, just like the opening credits of The Simpsons. But don't let that fool you, there's some black clouds hiding behind that lot. And just as we're coming into Womburn, we're back into the rain again. But as I said earlier, it wasn't cold and it wasn't really enough to get you soaked. So really, I'm moaning just for the sake of it. Well, a mistake really coming this way at this time of day. Look at the traffic. Yep, there you go. 5:20. Traffic aplenty. And a bit of rain just for good measure. And as we round our shit corner, we've missed the rain again, but you can see where it had been. And guess who left his washing out? Oh well, it'll dry out again. Not a bad day. Had a look at the new BSA. Went to the Hill Top Café, not been there for a while. And of course stocked up on bacon and sausage. That's always good in my book. So I reckon, until the next time, see you later.